Boy, have we come a long way from my acquisition of my first pull-on chainsaw that I got free from an estate cleanup. That was probably 7 years ago, 6 years ago. I'm going to talk about my chainsaws, but more specifically, I'm going to talk about the sharpeners that I have for the chainsaw, and one sharpener I'm going to caution you guys about buying. Stay tuned. Hello folks, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead, and I emphasize frugal. We're tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. We're kind of remote out here. We do have some neighbors, but they're far enough away. We don't bother everybody, but we do look out for one another, and that's always nice to have. But this show is about the chainsaws. I started out probably 5-6 years ago with my first chainsaw, maybe 7. We've been on the homestead for 9 years, so that's when we purchased this place. And when I first purchased the place, I didn't have a chainsaw because we were frugal. I didn't have a lot of income, so I could not just afford to get up and go down and buy a chainsaw. I had to make do with what I had. So I used hedge trimmers, and saws, hand saws, and a skill saw to clear underbrush, primarily within a 50-foot perimeter around my home. That was number one, to try to mitigate that fuel, because we do live in the wilderness, and we are subjected to at least 3 wildfires within a 10-mile radius of the homestead every single year. So when you own a homestead, a chainsaw is quite necessary. But when you're poor, broke, you have no money, you're insufficient, your bank account is embarrassed, whatever term you want to use, you can't afford to run down and buy a chainsaw. You make do with what you got, and you work hard getting it done. So this mountain behind me with all this tall timber, this is my mountain. All that tall timber is mine. I am going to let that grow, and harvesting it as I need it. And that's one nice reason of owning a homestead out in the wilderness, is you can harvest your own firewood, but you need a chainsaw. So what I have here is my chainsaw collection. My first chainsaw was a pull-on chainsaw. I had to do some repair on it. So that came in helpful in speeding up the process of clearing the underbrush away from the homestead. I got it going. We used the pull-on. I got it free from an estate cleanup. Check my estate cleanup series. I'll leave a link up there that you guys can click on it. It's called the Treasure Hunting series. I managed to get a bunch of free stuff from these estate cleanups. Oh my word, you new viewers, you guys will be shocked to see what I got free from these estate cleanups. 2 of the chainsaws came free from an estate cleanup. Yep, my latest acquisition from this last estate cleanup was this Homelight CS40, and I have not cranked that on yet. But then we went Hollywood. Because of my YouTube show, we got discovered by a casting office out of Hollywood, California, and they wanted to have us audition for this reality TV show. Now our homestead appears, and it just appeared today on TV. So we're also on an international broadcasting show. We have 3 episodes that I know of. Well, one short. And it's called Homestead Rescue. Yes, we had Marty Rainey and his family come to our homestead and teach us some really, really good homesteading skills and help us upgrade the homestead. We built the greenhouse. And Marty Rainey, because, now I want to emphasize this, the pull-on was nice, but I discovered I have a pacemaker. And in the pacemaker handbook, it says I cannot use a gas-powered chainsaw like that, because where the hand's close proximity is to the spark plug, I could receive a jolt, go across my chest, and fry my pacemaker. So that's why I was really dancing with the devil's fire in operating that in the first place. So I put that away, and then Marty Rainey, when we discovered that I couldn't use the chainsaw, so Marty Rainey went down and bought me this battery-operated Ryobi, which was a huge blessing. So then I went to work and I did a lot of cutting and clearing of underbrush around the homestead. This was a godsend, and I really want to thank the kindness and generosity of Marty Rainey from Discovery Channel's Homestead Rescue for his kind and generous gift. I know it's a simple kind of okay gift for a lot of you, but to me with a disability, this is huge, huge. And also, I just don't have the money to go down and buy chainsaws. So got the Poulan free from an estate cleanup. I was gifted the Ryobi from Marty Rainey, the star and creator of the show Homestead Rescue. And my Stihl chainsaw I got as a gift last year for my birthday. Awesome gift. So I've got now 4 chainsaws, including this home light that I just received from another estate cleanup. So now you can see an overview of the amount of chainsaws I have some 8 years later after I've got to use the Poulan. By the way, the pacemaker, battery died in it and I had to get a new one. This new one, it's an upgraded model. It allows me to be able to handle gas-powered chainsaws. I talked to my electrocardial physiologist and he says, yeah, Jerry, go ahead and do that. Yeah, it's no problem. It's like, cool. So now I can use any one of these 4 chainsaws. So I've got chainsaws, I've got blades that will dull on all the log cutting I'll be doing, but now I've got the sharpening, and that's what this show I really wanted to emphasize on the sharpening. I got the Stihl sharpener with the kit that I bought for the Stihl chainsaw. Well, actually that you guys bought because YouTube Revenue gifted me the chainsaw and the kit for the chainsaw for my birthday last year. And that is because when you guys watch my episodes, you see these annoying little banners come up at the bottom of the screen or a full-blown commercial. That's where the revenue comes from, and that's where I'm able to boost my revenue and not live so poor, rock bottom poor. We're able to purchase a little bit more and help us out a lot better. So I got the Stihl chainsaw, I got the Stihl chainsaw blade sharpener, and I want to emphasize these blade sharpeners, the files, when you're getting files and sharpeners, make sure the file is the size for the particular chainsaw chain you have, because not all are the same. This other Oregon chainsaw sharpener I got, sharpener kit, that is suitable for my Ryobi chainsaw, for that particular blade. Now, this other newfangled chainsaw blade sharpener, yeah, this I got on, I was buying some more material for log cutting on my farm when this popped up, and I decided, yeah, I'll give it a try. Found out this is a knockoff brand from China. Oregon provides a chainsaw sharpener with the blade and the bar, the chain and the bar, with this, with their version of this all together. Now, this thing that they have in Oregon's package, it's made, the actual chainsaw blade, chainsaw teeth are actually manufactured for this. Now, this cheap knockoff from China, I haven't used it. I have no intention of ever using it. because just opening it up and looking at it, I could see right now it's going to do nothing more than dull your blades. Here's the reason why I figured out this is no good. I do not recommend you guys wasting your money on this product at all. It is, well, it belongs in the sewer. So let me explain to you a couple of features that are bad on this. It holds the blade in place. And then when you push it down, that is supposed to make contact with your blade. So you close this, lock it in place, and now you turn on your chainsaw, press this against the log, and it's supposed to sharpen the blade. Now let's get up close and personal with the science and the mechanics of this, and why I say this actually dulls your blade. When you're using a chainsaw sharpener file like this, you typically should have your chainsaw in a vise to hold the blade steady, because when you're going to apply this, it's going to move if it's not in the vise. So I'm going to show you the mechanism for which this works to sharpen the blade. Now, this is a guide. You've got lines here to show you the correct angle you need to be at, and you push your file through about 4 times, and I want to show something to you. Notice how the file is round, and the teeth, let's get a better up close picture of the teeth. The teeth, when you sharpen them, creates an edge, a bevel like this. Here, I'll draw it out and give you a clear picture. Okay, this is that drawing I was talking to you guys about. This is the cutting blade of the chainsaw. This part up here is called the raker. This valley right here is called the gullet. And then this is the actual tooth. This is the piece that's sharpened. And here's the top cross section. This is the file. And it goes through the teeth like this and underneath of it. So when you are sharpening your chainsaw tooth, you're scraping the file, you're pushing the file one direction, and you're going to do it at least 4 times, but you're putting just slight pressure going in like this. So you're putting pressure here. So you're sharpening this edge right here, and you're also sharpening this edge right here, because this is your cutting bevel. And this is your cutting guide, your depth guide. This will write on the log. If you cut this down too far, then this will bite out more and your chainsaw will kick back. But this keeps the chainsaw from kicking back. So when you're applying this weird chainsaw sharpener tool, what it's doing is it's just taking off this. And it keeps taking off this. So you end up with, this is dull now. And your surfaces are grinding down, so pretty soon this never gets sharpened, and this edge, all it's doing is grinding flat surface down on your edge. That's all it's doing. So with this on there, look what it's doing. It's sharpening the outside of your blade, which after every 4 times you sharpen your blade, you need to use your guide here to bring your raker down to the same level as your teeth, because that is your, take your raker down to this guide with a flat file. That's what this is for. But the bevel here goes like this. Look what happens when you put this on. You get this in, and now it's just grinding everything down. You're not getting a sharp edge at all. And this does nothing for the tooth on the downward side of it. It's just grinding the whole thing down and eventually making it to where you have no teeth at all. Then you got to change your saw blade a lot sooner than you normally would have to. unless you were using one of these. So if you're going to get a newfangled sharpener, I can't really recommend the Oregon one because I have not seen it. I've seen the full package and I've seen the actual demonstration of the Oregon one on the internet. This company provides YouTube video of this one being used, but in some of the video shots, it's not actually this one. It's the Oregon one that they're demonstrating, and they're a little bit deceitful on their advertising. So I would recommend you purchasing the Oregon brand because you'll get the chain and bar that is sized for your particular chainsaw, and you get the chain that's engineered for the Oregon brand of this. This, like I said, belongs in the sewer. I'm glad I never tried it on any one of my chainsaws, because just looking at it and understanding the science behind it and the mechanism behind it, it's just a waste of money. The YouTube videos that I've seen presenting this, they complained, I saw the reviews, and they complained that it never sharpened their blades. Well, that's why. It's operating from the wrong angle. I hope this information was useful to you. Go ahead and review the comments and the ratings on that product before buying, really, before purchasing. And then it's also helpful if you guys are new to chainsaws and don't know about chainsaw sharpening. There's some fine YouTube videos out there that professionals show you exactly how often to sharpen your blades. Yeah, just refer to those. University of YouTube is a wonderful platform in which we can all go in and learn from each other. This is just a product review of my chainsaw sharpener, the one I don't like. I'm giving this a thumbs down, double thumbs down. If I had more thumbs, I would give those thumbs down too. I wasted my money on that. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm Jerry Hansen, your host. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. We're geographically located west-southwest of Crater Lake National Park. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by first subscribing, then clicking that bell icon. That will alert you to the new videos as I upload them. Also, something else you could do for me is click that share button and share my videos on your social media platforms. Helps out the channel. Please give us a thumbs up, like the show, and also leave a comment if you will. Be safe and always be kind. We'll see you guys in the next episode, all right? Bye-bye.